performed in the Laughing Skull and Bridgetown Comedy Festivals. Please welcome Miss Katherine Williams. Hello.
I've been going to the gymnasium. Trying to get down to my Asian weight.
The older I get, the more scared I am of being naked in front of someone. Because even when I'm naked, I still look like someone who reads a lot.
I hooked up with this one guy, this was years ago, and right afterwards he's like, oh, you must have been an English major, right? And I was like, yeah, how'd you know? He's like, well, you talk dirty using the passive voice, then you immediately corrected yourself. I'm originally from Virginia. My family back home is very worried about me because I'm not married yet at my age. Like, I'm not stone cold single, it's just my wrestling name. But I've lived in Manhattan since '99, so I have to explain to them the difference between New York and Virginia. Like, where I come from, everyone gets married right out of college, you have 3 kids by the time you're 25. Whereas in New York, you can live here your entire life and no one will ever love you. I've actually been seeing a fella for about 9 months, so we just had our 3rd quarterly review. He gave me a massage the other night. I had no idea I carried so much tension in my breasts. Recently got in my first bar fight. Yes. I was at my favorite bar, wings, beers, great. And there are a lot of younger folks in the bar, like 22, 23. They're still really shiny in the face. But there are these 2 guys throwing a frisbee back and forth inside the bar. And it eventually hit me in the head. Now I know I'm getting old. I know I'm getting old. Because I grabbed the guy's frisbee. I said, you see this? This is mine now. The guy's like, well, me and all my buddies here, we're in a social sports league, so it's cool. Whatever. But then this girl comes up to me, clearly a friend of his, looks at him, looks at me, and she's like, hey, you need to show my captain some respect. I was like, honey, I'm 37, I'm a week late, I'm trying to drink the baby away, I don't give a shit. I love children. Things in my 20s I'm not proud of, I'll say it. I slutted it up nice and good. I was usually heartbroken. Like, I'd be madly in love, and I'd get dumped, I'd just get right back out there. And I think my thinking was, if I can just get enough dicks inside of me, one of them will eventually touch my heart. My dad loves that joke. Loves it. My dad's a 75-year-old devout Irish Catholic widower from the Bronx. Yes. So you know, Irish Catholics don't have feelings. For example, I was proposed to about 3 years ago, and I said no. Which is a tough thing to do, but it's what you should do if that's how you feel. But I made the mistake of calling my dad afterwards. And I was just in hysterics. I was like, Dad, the only man's ever loved me proposed. I said, no, I'm gonna die alone, I'm never gonna have a baby, I really want to get a dog, but I'm never home. And my poor dad was just ill-equipped. He's like, you gotta be sad. You gotta be sad for a good long while, then you get yourself a new hairdo and you'll be fine. And that's when I became a redhead. My dad and I used to go to the Westminster Dog Show together every year. Woo! And this is the first year we didn't. So what he did instead was he just called me periodically with updates. Now, mind you, I'm watching it too. Nothing's different. But my dad doesn't like text or use the internet or email, so he just called me and be like, "Dad, Black Russian Terrier. Sounds more like a drink than a dog." Great Dane, with a dog that size, who needs a husband? And then he just hung up. I was like, "Dad, are you trying to tweet?" I was recently hanging out with my little niece Wendy. She's 4 years old. Blonde hair, blue eyes, adorable. Hardcore speech impediment. But that just makes everything she says sound even cuter. Like even when it's awful. Like at one point we're hanging out, and Wendy looks at me, she's like, "Aunt Cash, you're an old maid." I was like, "Oh yeah, good luck getting someone to fuck you without lisp."